By every standard metric, I should be entirely broken. And I'm going to be honest, I have been broken many times. And I probably am still a little broken. I think many of us identify with that. When you go onto certain YouTube channels or, you go to social media in general terms, everyone puts their happy face on and how a wonderful life is and how everything is great. But I believe there is something far more deep behind those images they try to show you. Now, I have made some notes on this conversation because I have a theory about where I am in life and where people could be in life and what life gives you. So bear in mind if I do look down. I do not plan to do a lot of editing. I want this to be unfiltered, true, uncut, if that's the right word. So let's just look at life. I am now in my mid-50s, or the wrong side of my mid-50s. And here I am, starting again and again and again. For how many times, I can't tell you. How does it make me feel? I don't know. I feel different things every day. Sometimes I feel positive. Sometimes I think, what the hell are we doing? Sometimes I think nothing, honestly. The point is, I don't have a choice. And let's talk about choice. Let's talk about life. Everybody says in life, we have choices. Everybody, you make choices in life and that's where you come out. And to some degree, yes, it's true. But what about if you are faced with the impossible choice? Or in fact, no choice? Because no choice is a choice. What about that? What about when life throws you their little curveballs that they like to do and you just got to deal with it? What about that? The way, my analogy of life, the way I've seen it in my few years around is that the life circuit is a bus circuit that just continues to go round. Now, it will continue whether you're on the bus or whether you're not on the bus. The bus doesn't stop. You can get off anytime. You can be pushed off. You can jump off. Either way, that bus is not stopping. In other words, we only have one go around on this one. Now, sometimes we fall off, and that could be mental health, it could be physical health, it could be all sorts of things, but the bus continues. Your problem is your problem. As far as life is concerned, as far as the universe is concerned, that's your problem. If you want to get back on the merry-go-round, then that's up to you. Now, some people unfortunately make the ultimate decision to actually jump off the bus, which is sad, but you can see to some degree why they feel they have no choice. And it is true, you don't necessarily have a choice in what's happening in life. You can't choose what happens to you in your life. You can only choose how you react to it. Now, if you're in a really low mental place when the shit hits the fan, then it's very, very difficult. Those people in the higher echelons of the world, just get yourself up, dust yourself down, and on you go. It's not always that simple. Now, I'm the person who, if I guess I was that way inclined to literally jump off the bus, I probably would have done it years ago, in fairness. I mean, some of the things I've had to go through, again, could well be my choice, could well be the universe. My opinion of the universe in my world is it just throws shit at me. That's what it's designed to do for me. I don't know why it doesn't like me, but whenever I'm sort of getting up to the crest of the hill, it throws me down again every time. And that's what's happened in my life. And yet I still have to keep going on because in my world, I don't feel I have those choices. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of great detail as to my current situation. But my current situation is pretty much an extension of what was before. It's just a little bit further down the line. Now, there's a thing about life. They say, history teaches us. Well, no, it doesn't. History teaches us nothing. Look at the world around you. Look at the world around you right now, this day and age. What has history taught us? History has taught us how to repeat it. That's all it's done. And we do that in life as well. We repeat history. Human beings seem to be incapable of learning from the bad parts of history. We just can't do it. I don't know why. And yes, it's my opinion. Is it scientific? Absolutely not. But it's my opinion. You're entitled to disagree with me. for whatever your reasons are. This isn't a channel of debate. This is just a channel of my views on life. Some of you will agree, and that's kind of the purpose of doing the channel, to see or identify with people who perhaps have the same feelings as me, and they don't know necessarily how to voice their pain, the way they feel their life is just going nowhere. Where are they going? Because it's a frustration every day. You know, I look back at myself, and if you want a lesson in how to fail at life, then so far, I'm definitely the expert you want to come to, because I'm really good at it. I'm really good at failing. In fact, it's my superpower. Now, you get into the stage of life, and I don't want this to sound, oh, Mr. Negative, oh, he doesn't love life. It's not that at all. It's just my reality. I'm very pragmatic, I'm very practical. I look back at my own CV, or in other countries you call it a resume, and I honestly look at the experiences and the qualifications and everything that I have, and I feel detached. I feel like, is that really me? Did I really do that? And yes, on paper and in practicality, yes, I did do that in my life, but I don't feel like I did. I really don't. I sit here, as I say, alone, another failed relationship, but I've learned a lot about that relationship. A lot. I've learned a lot about myself, actually. And I've come to the conclusion from that relationship that I'm actually not all that bad a guy. Because I've always been the kind of guy I'll take it on and say, oh, it's my fault, it's my fault. And actually, this isn't my fault. And that's been a good learning lesson for me. I know what I can offer in terms of relationships. And what I had was fake. And that will be the subject of another conversation, because I have quite a bit to say about that as well. But we don't, there's a saying in life, right? There's nothing new under the sun. Now think about that for a moment. Just take a couple of seconds to think about that. Are the current fashions new? Nope. They're repeats of last decades. Is the music new? No. It's a rehash of time gone by. There is nothing new under the sun, including war. And that's where we are as a world. We're at war. We're all at war with each other. We all hate each other for some inexplicable reason. Well, not always inexplicable. Sometimes quite clearly there's a good reason for it. So I don't want to sit there as Mr. Pacifist. I'm certainly not that. But what I'm trying to say to you is life just repeats itself. History repeats without failure. Look at it and be logical. You can take the position that, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. We all learn. So what have we learned? Write that down on a piece of paper. What have you learned? Because I can honestly say, forget about the world. Look at me. What have I learned? Okay, well done. You've just woken up in the last few months and go, actually, you're not too bad a person. Wow. What a big difference that's made to the world. How many good guys do you see succeed? Probably not very many. Some of the more successful people I know in my life, they're not good people. They're not. They're fundamentally not. You know, I was in a job, my last long-term job, and the guy in our office who basically talked bullshit all day, literally, got promoted. So I don't believe the good guy wins. And I don't mean that means you should become the bad guy, because I think being the good guy gives you a little bit more inner peace. You know, I can walk around where I genuinely don't give a toss what somebody else thinks about me. I don't care that much. I know myself, and I think that's a good place to be. So if anything, I've probably learned to accept myself a little bit more. Instead of that frustration is, why can't I succeed? I don't think I look at it that way anymore. I just see it as, well, you know what? This is my lot, and I can either sit there and sulk and bitch and moan about it, or I just get along with it and get on with it. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I put things into smaller blocks. I want to do this, I'm going to do that, and try and just achieve small things all the time. And hopefully each time it gets better. But invariably, under the laws of my universe, once I get to a certain point that seems too good, the universe will give me a kicking and send me back down again. So I'm kind of used to that. I expect it to come. Or maybe they say you visualize something, it becomes your reality, right? That's what they say, correct? Well, trust me, I've visualized being a millionaire. I've visualized being wealthy. I've visualized all of that. And guess what? I'm not. So I think that's a load of bollocks as well. So don't talk to me about manifestations. I saw a YouTube title that I just didn't watch because it was ridiculous. It stated, demand £100,000 from the universe tonight. And what? Tomorrow we're going to wake up and there's a bank balance, £100,000? Really? Ridiculous. What is wrong with people? And you know, the problem is people buy that shit. They buy it. I sometimes think in my life, I wish I was uneducated. And I know that sounds ridiculous to say because there's so many people who wish they were educated. But being educated gives you a certain amount more knowledge than people who are perhaps stupid. Being stupid can be being ignorant. Maybe you don't suffer with so much anxiety and stress because you just don't know any different or you don't know any better. But when you know better, it makes your life an awful lot harder. When you can see pure stupidity ruling the world, when you see it, and the majority of people are going along with it and saying, well, this is normal. It's not normal, folks. It's not normal. But unfortunately, as we say, the great unwashed always win. Divide and rule, which is exactly what politics of the world is doing today. That's why we're all at each other, right? We all don't like each other. And then, you know, funny enough, you go and meet someone on a one-to-one basis from someone you don't like, if you like, and then you think, oh, you know what? That person's not too bad. I quite like that person, right? Because we judge on the global scale. We don't like that. We don't like that culture. We don't like this culture. I mean, there are things that need to be fixed in the world, and I feel very strongly about them. Religion is one. Religion is the greatest evil ever bestowed upon this planet, across all religion, okay? It is a disgrace. It's warmongering. It generates hate amongst people. That's the truth of what religion is. So yeah, I think if we could eradicate religion, that would be a damn good thing. The closest thing that I would follow, and I don't, but I would, is Buddhism. I think the fundamentals of Buddhism is all about peace and Zen. And I think if we go, I sound like I'm super spiritual. I'm really not. I've just done a lot of soul searching. Probably I've been soul searching all my life. Still haven't found my soul. But I have looked a lot internally in the last 6 months due to my recent breakup 6 months ago. So it's helped me see things a little differently, a little more objectively. So when I say I feel I've achieved nothing in my life, I mean that. The only thing I have a sense of achievement in my life about, and this is the truth, is I write and produce music, and I have music online and music platforms. Now that doesn't make me an extrovert in the sense that I like to be out there performing. I really don't. My skill is lyrics, basic songs, and then production. And if I have any legacy to leave behind, it will be my music. My music will stay there because my music is about me and people's lives, and it relates to how people really feel. So if there's any sense of achievement, it's that. And I know that I'm waffling now because the point was about what I see as life. Life is bloody difficult, okay? Don't make any mistakes. Life is precious, yes. Yes, it is. However, you're not taking anything that you've made with you, by the way. You know you're dying alone, right? You're dying alone. Your wealth won't go with you. Your house isn't going with you. So what are you working for? What are you working so hard for? I'm not saying money doesn't matter. Money matters. But some guys have got it all skewed. In fact, a lot of people have got it all skewed. You know, we get one go round on this bus. Remember that, one go round only. So think about that. And if you identify with anything I speak about, maybe you feel the same. You don't know how to articulate how you feel or to get it out there. That's kind of what I'm creating this channel for, to express opinions that may be biased in one way, biased the other. I am a very open-minded person generally when it comes to opinions. I believe everybody has the right to their opinion. I don't have to agree with it. One of my best friends, him and I, we disagree fundamentally, politically, and yet we are really good friends, and we go socializing together, and we debate, and debate's good. And now I am definitely diverting. So, okay, let's leave it here. What I'd like to say, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it relates to you somehow, and maybe helps you somehow. And if you agree, then please put something down in the comments. If you disagree, of course, please do. The only thing I would say to you is if you disagree, there's no need to be nasty about it. Just have a fair comment. Back yourself, and I'll respect that. Be rude, and I'll just delete you because there's no need for it. Please consider subscribing. As you can see, I've got very few subscribers, a massive 2. at the recording of this video. Share it, like it. This is my second attempt at trying to make a YouTube channel succeed. Are the odds against me? Yeah. But you know what? What the hell? Give it a go. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope something I've said here resonates with you. And we'll see you on the next one.